Morning everybody, welcome back to the sawmill. I'm Brian with SLC Farms, if you don't know. Well, today, me and Calvin are back at the sawmill milling up an order of 1x4s. We've got an order for 250 1x4 by 8s, and we've gotten a pretty good start on them so far. I started working on these yesterday. Got about half the order done, so I've already got a pine set up on the sawmill here. We're running the Stella Cut band today, 10 degree. Got some pretty decent sized pine. It does have a pretty good amount of taper to it with these big knots, so we're going to lose a lot on the next flip. As you can see, we've got it jacked up here so we can get our log kind of centered up, squared up right. But I'm hoping this one will make another somewhere around 40 to 45 1x4s out of this pine. Figured I'd bring y'all along. I really have been enjoying sawing on the sawmill. It's a balmy 33 degrees right now. Usually I am not a fan of the cold weather, but once you get moving, get the sawmill going, it'll warm you up pretty quick. So me and Calvin are going to get going on this log. I'm going to get the band tightened up, get the motor warmed up, and we'll get to sawing. All right, guys, so I've got the mill warmed up, ready to go, band tightened up. What I'm going to do is take my tape measure here, take a few measurements to kind of see on my log where it's going to be best to make my first cut. Now, this log's got a little flare down here at the bottom that we got to remember about. It's about 26 inches across with the bark. We've got about 24 or so, 22 inches of good material there. I said 26, it's 24 across there. What I'm going to do is kind of measure up from my bunk here and kind of see where I think my best cut is going to be when I come off. And that's somewhere around 23 inches there would be where I'm going to cut off about here and not lose too much wood. But now if we go down to this end, and even with my log centered up, if I make my first cut down here at 23, we're really not going to be taking enough off of the top of this log. I think I'm going to make my first cut at about 22 and a half, and that way we can salvage as much wood off of this as possible, because then I can take a couple flitches down at an inch at a time to get something more of the wane off of the wood. But I think that's going to give us our best option to save as much as we can. So we're going to take our gauge up to 22 and a half there, and that is 22 and a half inches from the distance of our bunk to the bottom of our blade, is what that's telling us there on our ruler here. So let's get some water turned on. Be sure we're going to reach up this thing. I got the nose there with that one. Didn't know he was on the other side. We're going to take one more 1-inch piece off. So we're going to come down to 21 there. Oh, never mind. Just got to go up to there. Oop. Make sure here. I always like to double check my measurements. See right there, I'm an 8 shy, so I need to come down an 8. And cut it right there. Now we're going to roll our log 180 degrees. Get our toe board out of the way there. Now I'm not sure if I can roll this big old knotty thing or not. Might have to use the machine on it. Nah. Yeah, but they just want to slip around. I don't think it's gonna bite there. There we go. I got it. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna hurt myself, but turn that off. Let's get it turned. There you go. Me and Calvin got the old log flipped. She's a heavy one. We had to both get the PV, and that's why I keep him around. We gotta get this little bit of dirt swept off. Got the log flipped over, kind of oriented there where we want it. We have to get these knots nipped off the top of here and get her whittled down. So I'm just gonna barely skim the top right here, and then get these knots took off, and we'll go from there. So let's get her cut down. All right, let's fire this up here. I'm just nipping the top off to get these knots off here. I gotta have clearance. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm gonna fit under this other knot. It's gonna be tight. And that's a negator. We are not gonna fit under that. I take a wedge here and spread this apart where I've cut so I can get my blade back out. Hopefully. Sometimes that can be an issue. Oh, popped it off. And that's what you'll have. That blade will get stuck in there, and I didn't make enough clearance for it. So we'll reset the blade. We'll get it out of there. Maybe. Well, this knot here was just a little too close, and I have pulled the blade off. So I've got to get it backed up enough. We've got to take the covers off. And then I got to get it backed up enough that we can trim that knot down a little bit. Hold on a second. Still recording? Yeah, I'm still recording. Got to record your screw-ups with your good stuff. It's my own fault. If I could, oops. Well, just get it so the blade will come off and slide the machine back. Push the blade back. You might have to wiggle it and work it a little bit. Just take that off, take the whole blade off, slide the machine back in and get the blade off. That's fine. I might have to take a chainsaw and get the blade out and then put it back on. Well, let me get this phone call. We'll be back. Hello. Alright guys, we're back after the phone call. We got the blade out, got the blade on. We nipped that down a little bit. Let's fire back up and go back after it. Oh. Got them knots off now, we can take it on down. Get her shaped up here. Alright. Calvin, you want to grab our peoples? We're going to take a 1-inch flitch off of this. We're going to go right to 16.5. Get a couple short one-bys out of that. It'll be worth it. Alright, we got some major diving going on with our blade. Major diving. I do believe it's time to change the blade, sir. Time to put a new one on it. Just let me get this dive right here. Yep. I do believe our blades are dipping and diving. It is mainly where it's not, but it's also because of where he hit metal with that last night. Yep. Our friend hit one of the backstops last night, so I'm not the only one that makes mistakes. But we're going to go grab another blade and continue on. All right, y'all. Got some new band on. The reason for that, I don't know if you can see it in the video. I can set a level up here to show you, but we got some major waviness going on in this log. And so, let's see here. Calvin's going to get something straight set up there where we can show y'all. But that's a clear indicator of a dull band, that waviness there. So we'll skim that off the top. We set 8 foot level up there. You can see the gaps, no gap, big gap. So, put some new band on there. Last night, that one kind of ran into one of the stops late in the evening. It seemed to be cutting okay, but probably when I pulled backwards on it and pulled the band off, I probably went ahead and did it in. So we'll get it resharpened, not a big deal. And we'll get the log cleaned up and keep on trucking. I'm hoping this is going to fit through if I take one more 1-inch piece off. That's what I'd really like to do to clean it up.
Now, this side has got these waves in it.
I just want to clean it up, and then we're going to roll it. And telephone. Alright, let's cut it off now. Yep, I turn the water back on. There we go. Cutting like butter. Yeah, that band was damaged from last night. Much better cut. Much better. It was damaged from last night. That's a much better cut. Alright, give us a minute. We're going to get this log turned. Now, the way we really need to turn this log is up this way.
So we're going to have to get on the other side.
I almost wonder if I should just take the tractor around.
You can roll it, though.
Let's see here. No. Throw all these back in here. We could probably just hang this joker right there. Dang, I can't even get this stop all the way up where I need it to because of that knot. I'll tell you what, Calvin, we can just roll it up normal, and I can jack it up with the toe board.
Do what?
We can just roll it up normal, I believe. Yeah. We need to slide this stop backwards.
Oh, shit, I can't do that. You smashed the damn thing.
Yes, sir. You should just loosen that bolt with the thing and slide it back.
All the way back where you want a gap back there.
Nope, all the way back for now. And then raise it all the way up. All right, let's see what we can do. I can hook right in behind that knot. Ready? 1, 2, 3. A little bit more. All right, let me check it with the square. Gotta keep going a little bit. Right there. That looks good to me. Hold on, hold it there and let me dog it down. Nice. Okay. Looks pretty good. That will work. I'm gonna jack the toe board up to it just to hold it up, but I think we're pretty good. As far as that goes. Alright, I think we're ready to lock the top of this bad boy off. Alright, got our log all flipped over. We're gonna cut our first cut at 21 1/8, so then we can drop down, take a 1-inch piece off, slide our guide in, get us some water. to drop down to 20 and take a 1 inch piece off, and then we'll roll it all the way over. I may drop down and do one more. Just to get a little bit more of that wane right there off, we'll drop down and do one more. 20, 19. We can get 2 or 3 1x4s out of this piece here once we edge it off and get that wane off of it. Alright, now we're going to roll our log one more time and we'll have our cant made. Then we'll be ready to make 1x4s. My goal is to end up with one part of the can at least 16.5 inches wide. Then I can get 4 1-inch pieces out of that 16.5. I've got an 1/8 inch for our kerf of our blade on every cut. So that's why that extra half inch of wood is in there. So if we can do that, then we just mill the rest of it down into 1x4s from there. Alright y'all, me and Calvin got the log flipped over, all oriented there. It's actually some really pretty wood. It's going to be some nice knotty yellow pine. Be perfect for what this guy's using it for some barn boards on his horse barn. But we've got our mill ready to go. We're going to take our first cut off at about 15 inches, see what that gets us. And then we're going to go from there. A little bit of water dripping there. A little much. This thing is either on or off. There is no... I prefer a little drip, but that'll work. There we go. We'll go ahead and take one more. Might take 2. We got a 13 and 8 there. Right there. Take our last one at 12 3/8. It's just going to be a sliver. So we're going to go 12 3/8 there. Nothing like a dream. Actually got a little snow going on in South Carolina right now. We rarely have snow, but it's not supposed to last long, unfortunately. I'd love to see a foot of the old white stuff. We'll edge these down later. Alright. Now let's take a couple measurements here. So I know with the height of our cant, we're at 12 3/8. We can get 3 4-inch pieces there. Or we're at about 15 inches wide there. So I think we're going to go ahead and go for our 3 4-inch pieces. I'm going to drop down the back stops, and then we'll mill those 3 4-inch pieces out, flip them up, and start making our 1x4s. Get our back stop adjusted here. Learned my lessons. Alright. So now we're going to drop down to 8.5. We'll make our first cut. make sure I didn't even check it, but I think we're pretty close. I'm about a quarter inch shy there. We'll be okay. Alright, so we're at 8 1/2. I'm going to split the difference on that. So we're going to go to 4 1/4. Like so. Should have checked that last one. I was going off my gauge. That'll work for us. Alright, that's our 3 4-inch wide pieces there. So now we'll get these flipped up, oriented around the right way on the mill, and we'll get back to cutting our 1x4s. Alright, we got our logs oriented around. I'm going to set the scale up here for 4 1/4, and we're going to mill some 1x4s quick like a jiffy. I don't think it'll take us very long at all to work through these logs. Alright, here we go. Mill. I've got my thing set up. Every time you crank the handle on this mill, that gives 1 inch of up or down. So I go 1, 2 1/2, because I know I've been 2 inches. And then I just count backwards, 2 1/2, 1 1/2, and then bam, I'm set up for my next cut. As soon as I get there, I'm ready to go again. I should be able to get at least 7, 8 boards down before I've got to remove any. Leave that wood on there, and let your weight of your boards help hold everything down. And bam, we're right back next to the, ready for the next one. So we're 4 boards down. That's 12 1-bys right there. 2, 3, 4 1/2. 3, 4, and there. Oh, we're too far. Counted 1 too many. Good blade, you can roll right through it. Bam, we're there. Ready for the next cut. Not sure if we'll get one more or not. We might get one more. Take 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 5, 2, 3, 0. Oh, got one board in the way here. I can fix that real quick. There we go. That's 24 1x4s right there. That's 24. We'll get those offloaded, and then we'll cut the rest out. I had to drop that one there on the end because the blade guard up underneath kind of gets in the way there. But that's going to happen when you go that wide segment to cut 8x8 since it's the biggest like square it can cut. What we'll do is we'll flip these cants over after we offload these boards because there's a little bit of lane on the other side and get that milled off, and we'll get these milled the rest of the way down. Looks like we got about some 4x6s left to go, so hopefully we'll get at least 5 more, maybe 6 more out of each one. But that's 24 right there, and if we got 15 more, that'd be 37 out of that log. That's pretty good for an old crooked log. So pretty nice. Yellow pine, smooth cutting, good straight boards. Really nice looking stuff. So we'll get this offloaded and be back in just a second. Alright y'all, me and Calvin got the last few little pieces we got them flipped over there, so we can mill those bad spots off first. And like I said, I think this will make 5 or 6 more 1x4s. And we're gonna get milling. We're ready to go. Those first boards there, I can tell they're a little wavy on the top. That's from that old band we had on there, wasn't cutting as good. Now we're cutting square bricks. Smooth as butter too. One thing about these mills, sometimes you feel like I can stretch a little more life out of a blade or something of that nature. It's best to just go on and change it. You'll get the better product. Yeah, it looks like we might get 2 more here. One more at an each. Oh, it's snowing again pretty good. We're going to measure this one just to make sure we're at an inch. Looks like I could drop down just a hair more. We are at 1 inch and 1/8. Come on down to 1 inch. Calvin, you watch our guard on that side. We're good? It is so close there at 1 inch, y'all. That guard's tipped just a little bit the wrong way. Gonna have issues. Good? And there we have it. We ended up with 5 more. Yep, 5 more 1x4s. We'll get these offloaded, and then we've got a few pieces to flitch down, and that's gonna be a wrap for this video. So let's get these offloaded. Like to grab 4. We're gonna go all the way down with them, Calvin. Start a new row here. That made 39. And then we got 1. Alright, so that made 39 more 1x4s. I've got these pieces right here to edge off. That'll probably give us another 7 or 8, somewhere in there. We'll end up with somewhere around 45 1x4s off that log. But I think that's going to do it for this video. We've got snow coming down. We're going to get these boards edged off and probably go in the house where it's warm for the rest of the day. But we'll see y'all in the next one. I appreciate you watching. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And we'll catch y'all in the next video.